Are you struggling to connect all your devices to your cruise ship's Wi-Fi without breaking the bank? Well, I found a savvy solution to keep you connected without all the ridiculous costs. And today I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do it. My family and I recently completed an Alaskan cruise and the internet prices were astronomical, starting at $179 per device per week. Between my wife, my daughter, and myself, we typically juggle around 5 devices. Between those 5 devices, that could have cost us a staggering $537 for a week's worth of internet on the cruise ship. Well, this is where the flexibility of the Gl.Inet VPN travel router saved my day. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to use the Gl.Inet VPN travel router to save you money on your next cruise, but also how to connect securely to any public Wi-Fi network. Let's get it. Between those 5 devices, that could have cost us a staggering $537 for a week's worth of internet on the cruise ship. First, let me explain how the Wi-Fi works on most cruise ships. Most cruise ships try to limit the number of devices connected to the internet using what is known as a captive portal, making it very difficult to share the internet access with more than one device at a time. A captive portal is essentially a gatekeeper device that makes you authenticate to the internet using an email address, room number, or personal information when you connect to the network. Some examples of networks that require a captive portal are Wi-Fi networks at Starbucks, hotels, airports, and of course, cruise ships. In a previous video, I demonstrated connecting to a captive portal using the Gl.Inet VPN travel router at a hotel in Houston. Check out that video in the link above and also in the description notes below. So in the demo I'm gonna give today, I'm gonna show you exactly how I connected to this cruise ship using my Gl.Inet VPN travel router. On the ship, I had to enter my personal data in order to get my device authenticated to the real internet. On the cruise ship's Wi-Fi, the captive portal gave me the option to remember a device so that that device would not have to be authenticated again. The method the cruise ship's Wi-Fi captive portal used to remember a device was recording the hardware address of the network adapter known as the MAC address. If this term is new to you, check out the free technical reference guide that is available to download in the free preview portion of the VPN Essentials course. In the free course preview, I also explain the concept of the OSI model and how computers communicate on a network. You can find the course free preview and the tech reference guide in the links below. Speaking of MAC addresses, I discovered while working with a personal VPN client a few months ago that both Apple and Android devices implement a security feature by default known as private Wi-Fi addressing, or randomized MAC addresses on Android devices. This security feature provides a simple layer of protection by keeping the real MAC address of a device hidden from the network and other devices. Now here's a pro tip for you. This feature must be disabled in order to use a VPN travel router on a cruise ship, hotel, or even at a network at Starbucks. You will see the importance of disabling this private MAC address security feature later in this video. Now, after many videos, you guys know I love the Gl.Inet series of VPN travel routers. And one of the reasons I love the Gl.Inet series of travel routers is its flexibility in allowing you to connect to an internet source. The 2 most popular options are physically connecting to another router with an Ethernet cable using the WAN port, or repeating the signal of a Wi-Fi connection to get internet using the repeater mode. Once I had my iPad authenticated to the cruise ship's captive portal and verified that I had internet access, it was now time to connect my trusty Gl.Inet VPN travel router to the Wi-Fi network. The reason to connect my travel router to the cruise ship's internet is so that I could use multiple devices connected behind my travel router to allow sharing of my internet connection with all the devices in my stateroom without incurring additional expenses. One key feature of the Gl.Inet series of VPN travel routers is the ability to spoof or clone a MAC address. This feature is handy because the travel router does not have the ability to authenticate directly to a captive portal. The MAC cloning capability of the Gl.Inet travel router allowed me to copy the network information from my iPad that had been previously authenticated to enable internet access on the cruise ship. This feature is amazing, but I need to give you a disclaimer and say that it also requires a good bit of network knowledge to set up. In my experience, if you can use this feature consistently, you are using the Gl.Inet VPN travel router in expert mode. Once I cloned the MAC address of the authenticated iPad device, I then needed to give it the layer 3 network information such as the IP address, subnet mask, and gateway of the iPad. Once that information was entered correctly, the router was then given access to the real internet. Once I connected the VPN travel router to the Wi-Fi, my router established connection to my personal VPN back in Atlanta. And even though I was selling the icy seas of Alaska, all of my devices connected to my travel router appeared to be in Atlanta. Now, I know this got really technical for a lot of people, and most folks would simply prefer a step-by-step guide to setting this up. Well, not to worry, I've created a step-by-step guide that you can download to get set up in 10 easy steps to any capture portal block network. You can access that guide by clicking on the link above and also in the description notes below. I hope this video helps you save a little coin on your next cruise and also allow you to connect to any public Wi-Fi network. Until next time, MexitPlans Monty, I'm out.